What's happening, people? Welcome back to the chat, not a sweary word, get cancelled podcast. Today I have Dale on
Hello.
the podcast. We're in the festive spirit.
Oh, we are right into the festive spirit in this episode.
You're going to hear all about how much I love Christmas. And it's just my favourite time of year. Before we get into the episode, I had this big goal of 200 ratings on Spotify by Christmas. I got like 20 last week, and I'm only 16 away. And there is by far enough people who have not rated the podcast to hit that. So I don't care if you're driving. I want you to go on your phone right now illegally, and I want you to rate the podcast.
14 away, yeah.
14. That
Easy
like,
peasy. Come on.
Just do it.
Come on.
Hurry up. You've still not done it. I can feel you. You're driving. You're using an excuse that you could lose your license. I don't really care. Anyway, I think that's it, because I'll have another one before New Year. So don't want to do any soppy bollocks.
You should do a reflection episode on your year, mate. That's what you should do next.
A reflection.
How's your 2023 been?
Again, a relationship. Bye. Enjoy the show. Should you or should you not fuck it over Christmas? So this is all off the cuff for you, is it?
Straight off
I
the cuff.
hate Christmas.
We just had this conversation. I was pure depressed. Christmas is shite. Ho, ho, ho.
It's pish. It's pure pish.
So I sat in your position last week. When was that last week? I wasn't feeling well. And I said to James, I was like, nah, just don't like Christmas. No feeling it. Blah, 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 blah. And he was like, you need to change it. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, why have you ruled off Christmas forever? You've got the power to change it going forward. I was like, I no bother. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I probably should make some things that I want to do over Christmas. Like, it doesn't need to be shite. So I'm going to do a hill climbing Christmas morning.
Are you?
Where? Just know. Me and Jill just said we'll get up early and we'll just go climb a hill. That's something I want to do. Make my own tradition.
I don't even think I've got like skewed versions of it just because I had some maybe traumatic ones. I don't even think that's why. I was over in Ireland for too long, like eight.
You have fun?
No, I did, but I should have been there for 4 days. But she was going over for 8 days. Aoife was going over for 8 days, and I mean, I can honestly go, like, I can have nothing booked. Like, I had one flight booked over there with her, and like her mum was like, "How's he gonna get home?" And I was like,
"Oh, they're stressing."
Aye. And like she started stressing because her mum was stressing. And I was like, This affects me. The prices will go up, but I know come out my bank account. I don't like being.
It's like their insecurities of what they would be going through.
Aye, and I'm like, I'm fine. See if that flight home is 200 quid, but I get to go when I want to go. I don't care. So they eventually will not convince me, but it was my fault because I know what I'm like. Do you know what I mean? It's my fault that I didn't go. Like, I'll lose the plot if I'm there for 8 days, and I did.
Were you nervous beforehand?
No,
nah.
I don't think so. I'm more nervous for her meeting my dad because he can be weird. He can be a strange man. I'd be more, and I wouldn't even be nervous about her meeting my dad. I'd be nervous on behalf of my dad to not like he tried to
cringe. Is like,
try to kiss her and all that at the end, which he did do. So I wasn't nervous. I think because I know her mum and that are good. Like, she told me what they were going to be like. I've basically spoke to her dad on the phone when our cars broke
super
down
close.
Stuff. Quite close, yeah. Like,
new territory for you then.
I will admit,
I thought all mums were bitches.
No, I've got on with all anyone I've went out with.
Their mum side of things.
I don't think I've not got on with their family. So yeah, I've not had that bad an experience that way, but it's more just like, mate, I think I met about 40 people. I think I met half a dairy. I was just sitting there like, fuck, I know, because she was trying to make me feel better. Like, she was like, what can I do to help you? And I was like, there's nothing you can do. Like, my social battery is
just need to be alone.
It's on the floor, and I've got 3 more things that I need to do with the family, and I'm just not gonna be like,
feeling it.
I'm not gonna be like be able to. But have you ever felt like that? Because she was getting stressed because she was like, but I want to help you. I'm like, but you can't because I'm fucked.
It's just too young, isn't it?
I'm done. Like, I'm done with like small talk, and like I like taller family and stuff. When I was enjoying it, it's just like I should have been there for
too
4
much
days.
of it, yeah.
Remember, first time I'm meeting a family, and I'm there for 8 days, and I'm self-employed.
It's like straight into it.
Aye, so it was a wee bit.
Are you
too
comfortable
much.
enough around the house and like being in that environment? Aye.
Yeah, loved our dogs and stuff like that. So it was good. Like I'd see if I came back 4 days, I'd have been like, what a positive experience. Like I loved it because I didn't have any.
Digging a hole here, mate.
I didn't have any bad experience. I know. I like digging holes and trying to get myself out of them. I'm actually sweating. I don't know if it's the hat or the fact that I'm digging a massive hole for myself.
No,
But I did. They were class.
Aye.
They were really nice. I'm drained.
This year I've noticed it more from working on like going self-employed or running your own business, whatever you want to call it, because you're alone more.
Yeah.
And then when you're put into settings where there's lots of people, it's like, man, I prefer that alone time that I normally have. So it's hard because it's obviously swings and roundabouts, isn't it? You don't want to be just fucking yourself all the time.
But we've got a better balance than most people.
No, I know.
We have
a
podcast, we have people coming in here and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think we have it quite good. I think.
Do you feel when you're away though, like and you're trying to do work and you're not doing work, does that not overwhelm you? But does it stress you? Because that's
It wouldn't if it was a
all
few
you're thinking
days.
about, right?
It would if it was a few days, it'd be fine. But you actually can't take 8 days and not speak to your clients for 8 days. You will lose clients. Like I will lose clients if I do that, because I've noticed it every time. If I'm if I don't speak to them for that long, like today I've got next 2 days I'm just going to be catching up with clients. But I did go here. Like I've gave up trying to get back to people. Can you just leave me till Monday and I'll get back to you all? Because it was starting to. Because even like I do form videos and stuff, and even as I'm doing them and I'm not doing them in here and stuff, it annoys me. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like as in it's just a bit of frustration that I can't. And like see working in the house, oh my god, I don't know how people do it.
Solid, man.
I don't know how people do it.
I can edit videos in the house, but check-ins and I can't get into.
I not work though.
Aye.
I could do like an Instagram Q&A or like a few stories and stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
actual like work, like nah.
Not for you.
That sound is a.
Are you back next week?
What?
Are you back there next week?
No. She's working over Christmas, so we're here.
Did your dad go with you this time? Wait, no?
Daddy?
Aye.
No.
Did I pick you up wrong? I thought you said your dad was going over to visit. No?
He's going. We're going to have dinner at hers, and my dad's going to come over. in
Ah,
Glasgow.
right. Got you. I misunderstood. I thought you straight into the deep end with it.
No. He did make a wee comment before I went. No. He went, say hello to the future in-laws to me. Like, fucking shut
That's
up.
why you're not going.
Exactly. Because he likes to make weird, awkward jokes that don't really land. He done it with a waiter when he first met Aoife. He made about 4 jokes to the waiter, and the third one I went like, do you want to try with her again? Because this is painful here.
Oh,
And she was
can't
like
do it.
19, and he was like, man, he was saying words that were like old Scottish words that nobody says anymore. It's like she doesn't even know what lingo you're using. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
She doesn't.
She's just nodding and smiling.
But do you know what it is about Christmas? I don't enjoy not doing anything. So say if you were to sit around and eat chocolate and watch films, I don't get in and out that. It doesn't relax me whatsoever. I don't like film. Like I'm not. I'm not a film person. I hate films. I'm just like, this is make believe. Just shite. And then
It's fake.
And then like see when you're, it's just see it promotes like sitting in the house for like 4, 5, 6 days. I can't do that. And it doesn't mean that I want to be. I just like to be doing something. And it's not like, go to the gym or anything, but it's just something.
This is where I've changed it a wee bit, and I've thought, you know what? Why does it need to be like that? Like, what's things I enjoy doing? So, me and Gillian, we started a wee tradition a couple of years ago where Christmas Day we went a big walk with the dogs, and before dinner, before anything, doesn't matter if we were hosting it or we were going to someone's house. It's like we're doing this for us first. And I look back and I'm like, I enjoyed that part of Christmas. It's not that I don't enjoy sitting down with family and that, but I don't know. Sometimes it's hard. I think it's more getting roped into conversations and political debates, and then everybody's drinking, and then the whole fitness talk is always shite. It's always terrible. So I was like, I don't know if I should be eating this day. I was like, fucking eat whatever you want, man. Shut up. You know what I mean? Like, because you're the personal trainer there. Like, I understand why, and that's a bit unfair because that's their understanding of fitness, and I should be there to help. But I'm like, I'm not went to.
See with the families, right? this is the Christmas in the year that the COVID chat ends. Please shut up.
Did it come up last year? What did we do last year?
It comes up every year. But I'm the last Christmas I was in Australia. That was quite funny because my flatmates, it was her godmother, extremely racist. Outrageously racist. And I enjoy poking the bear with those sort of people just to see how outrageously racist they actually are. Turns out
you hyping them up. Well, no, definitely. Give me more.
No, she was just I won't say exactly what she said, and most people that listen to my podcast realise that this is not my opinion. This is someone else's. I don't know. Fuck off. Shut up. I was like, because at the point I was trying to stay, and I was like, she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to stay, but I don't know if I can figure it out." And she was like, "You would if you were." And then she said, "Yeah," and I was like, "Sorry." I'd only met her for like 2 seconds, and then I say, so she has a thing against black people,
right,
which is horrendous, right? But I was just like, what is it you have against black people? But I was after my second beer, and then my mate, was just like, fucking shut up, and she went off on one. I was like, oh my good God. But Aussies are next level racist.
I was going to say, there is a perception out there that they are.
No, they are.
Definitely, are they?
Oh, 100%.
It's mad, isn't it?
And then you get the woke ones that have got, like, their parents own, like, 3 houses, and they try to, like, educate you on, like, on like the history of racism and stuff, and then they're like talk about how they wear like charity clothes and all that.
It's not their place to say.
Aye, you shut up.
Aye, you've not been through hardship.
Aye, they're talking about working class or their parents were I love that chat. Like, all my parents were working class from the UK. Aye, but you're not.
I know. Like,
shut up.
Why are you playing on someone else's bad upbringing?
Your grandparents' bad upbringing.
Definitely a thing with that. But aye, Christmas. So do you feel you fucked it over Christmas then in the past? Have you done that before?
Fucked it in what sense? What, with food?
Food.
Oh, definitely when I was younger, yeah. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about, because I think people do it with holidays as well, right? Personal trainers love playing the mental health card at the moment as well, I just want to be honest about the more I think about things, I'm like, what do I actually say to clients? Right, that's what I put out there. Do you know what I mean? Rather than it being anything to do with like, oh, what pleases people. Even personal trainers will disagree with some of the things I'll say, but I'm coming at it from a point of view like, what would have been a bad thing for me here when I had a terrible relationship with food? I didn't have an eating disorder, but I did have massively disordered eating. Do you know what I mean? Like, the way I thought about food was a bit fried, and like all of this sort of like
comes to light.
Eat whatever you want over the festive period, I think is an awful piece of advice for people, like a terrible piece of advice. It's the same on holiday, like, oh, you're on holiday, have whatever you want, because that PT doesn't have whatever they want, even if it's different. Even if it's they do treat themselves. Even words like that are just things you shouldn't be using in terms of your diet. But I think when PTs go on holiday or they go for Christmas and they do let loose a little bit, it doesn't look anything like the average person's let loose. It's well under what an average person's let loose looks like.
It's different. That's what I hate. I hate the card when coaches play it. It's like, yeah, so this has happened to me, and that here's me weighing in on my experience with this, and it's like, man, we're luxury. I wouldn't even call it a job. It is a job, but like, we're in a gym 24/7. So for us to get our workout in, yeah, it can be hard for us sometimes. It's nowhere near as hard as someone doing a 9 to 5 and trying to go to the gym after work. It's all just go at 11 o'clock during the day. Shut up.
I work on a desk in a gym, and sometimes I struggle to get my. And you're the same.
I know.
Yeah, I'll come in and you'll be like, I worked out at 10 at night last night because I was too busy. We work in a gym. So our desk is within a gym. We can walk 5 meters to a squat rack, and some days we don't get it in. So imagine having 3 kids.
I know. So the whole relatability of like, yeah, like, just enjoy yourself. I think there's something to enjoy yourself, but I think it's hard because it's so individualised in where someone's starting. Most people who think they fuck it over Christmas have obviously their goals around something to do with weight loss, which ultimately is fat loss. For me, it's very hard to fuck it in that 2 week period. Could you? Yeah, but see, in all honesty, I think going into it, you need to kind of question yourself. We were actually having this chat recently that I know I could have a 5 kilo tub of Nutella. I'm not saying that doesn't taste good. It tastes fucking amazing. However, I've ate that enough times now that the feeling afterwards, it's not worth the trade off for me. So it's not that I don't enjoy the types of foods or the sweets, the chocolates that was around Christmas, but over the years I've definitely helped myself get better and better and better at it. And it's more the reason I've got better at it is just by paying attention to how I feel. It's like, oh, I actually feel okay after that. Why is that? Oh, I didn't go up for thirds and I kind of paused and had a wee bit of mindfulness in between my foods instead of try to feel guilty and rush it all down from that mentality of, oh, it's Christmas, I'm just going to enjoy myself. So why are you not enjoying yourself before it?
That's what the point I want to get to. It's not about not enjoying yourself at Christmas, but it's like, I think holidays, like,
it's the same.
Like, so I would honestly treat this exact same as like a 10 or 2 week holiday or a week holiday and Christmas. People treat the festive period of Christmas and New Year as the same as holidays, right? So I honestly think it's the same mindset you have for both of them. And it's, as soon as you start saying sentences like, oh, it's Christmas, fuck it, it's Christmas, there was going to be nothing wrong with like you having the Christmas dinner and like even like the ice cream or whatever after. There was going to be nothing wrong with that. But as soon as you start going, fuck it, it's Christmas, you get into that mindset of like, right, I need to eat more than whatever I've ate throughout the year or whatever I've been telling myself I'm not allowed. So if you've been telling yourself you're not allowed whatever, a bit of chocolate here or there, or a bit of ice cream here or there, or going out for dinner, and now you've gave yourself this free reign over this 2 week period, you end up just like treating it as a game of how much of this stuff can I cram in. And I've worked with enough clients now to know whenever I have made the mistake of being here, have free reign over Christmas, they do not come back in a good place.
Yeah, because there's so much guilt attached to it, so much shame, so much like, I don't know, just negative association with enjoying themselves, and that's the problem because it's hyped up, built. I would say if you feel the need that you've not been enjoying yourselves in your current weight loss, fat loss journey or whatever, then you're probably doing something wrong. It's probably a wee bit too restrictive for you if that's emphasising that mindset. I was thinking about this the other day and I was like, why is it this time of year? And when I thought about it, when you break it down, this is in the UK, this is one of the most times that, if not other than the holiday, that people have a week or 2 weeks off work. So that has something to do with it as well. There's no routine and it's like, oh fuck, what do I do? Because let's be honest, if you're in, the reason most people sleep in on a Saturday, there's nothing getting them up and out of bed. There's no purpose. They're off work, or they get to the Sunday and they're hungover and they lay about type thing. There's no driver. So imagine 2 weeks of this restriction or routine when it comes to lifestyle. It's like, right, off you go. And that to me was what I've fell into the trap, where I go right into gaming. I just want to sit about, lie about, watching films, and I enjoy that. I do enjoy that. But then I was like, but I feel crap. So do I actually enjoy this? And it's like, right, how do I strike a balance between feeling good and enjoying the things that I want to do? So bringing in wee things like, well, it's different for each person. For me, the getting outdoors, I've noticed a huge difference for myself. So I was like, that I need to try and make a point, if I'm taking time off work, that I'm getting outside for at least 20 minutes a day. And the way I try and I'd done this last year, and everybody shot me down this. I was like, everyone came to ours for dinner 2 years ago actually, and I'd done it last year as well. And I said, right, after dinner, I said, let's all go out a family walk just round the estate. It's maybe even, I don't know, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. And everybody was like, nah. And I was like, cool, I'm going out though. So me and Jill went out, we walked around, helped us digest our food, felt good, we connected, we enjoyed it, and went back in. I was like, right, cool.
It's funny how if at a family dinner, right, you was doing that, everyone will think you're an idiot, like
weird.
You think you're weird or whatever,
yeah.
But you two will be the least likely to be involved in an argument.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I think drinking plays a big part for most people over this time of year, being brutally honest. I think alcohol, definitely, there's more alcohol, and then we all know by having more alcohol, your discipline is wavered. You're no strict, or as I don't know, likely to follow through with the goals that you set out.
I think I'll be honest, just like, I don't know many people that have a fully functional family. Do you know what I mean? Where it's not stressful that time of year. Like, I think of all my friend groups, and I even think about people that have got girlfriends and then they're involved with their family, and they're out just always getting pulled different places. And I think for me, like, Christmas time, I think I do need to just come at it from like, right, what is too far. So I stopped going to where like my family Christmases, and I went to Michael's the year before, and it was way better.
That's what I mean. I think when this is the time of year where people want to
treat it do it for you.
Be selfish.
That's what I want to do. I want to be like, right, why? Because I probably do hate Christmas because I have to do stuff
that you don't want
and
to
have conversations I don't want to have with people that I'm not remotely. And it's not even like, I'm not meaning this is like I'm a PT and like something to do with fitness. It's like, no, like I don't get on with these people.
Yeah.
Do you know? I actually don't get on with them.
It's like we try and force a bond or a friendship or
because you're related to someone.
Because you're related. Now I'm trying to challenge myself on this a wee bit, because I know going back to family dinners and everything in the past, they have been fun. There's been moments I was like, you know what, this is nice. Like, we hosted our family to come round at Christmas. My brother came, my mum came, Jill's mum came, Jill's dad came, stepmom, stepdad, and I was like, it's gonna be a shit, like, stressful. And I was like, but I'm excited. I'm actually excited to have Christmas in my own home. I'm proud that I've bought a house. I'm proud of this. And then we had it, and I was like, I had moments, and I was like, oh, this is quite wholesome. And I was like, right, cool. I can still get that in these environments, but I was like, right, what was the parts that I didn't enjoy? And then I'm just evolving over the year. But Jill said something.
What were the parts you didn't enjoy?
Like, for me, on Christmas Day, I hate going. So my mum and dad split up. Jill's mum and dad are split up. To try and visit everybody is a nightmare, because it's like Stonehouse, Johnston, Falkirk, just everywhere and anywhere. And the time we get home, it's like, man, I actually don't remember Christmas that much when I was younger. Like, just chilling about the house and waking up. I can't remember last time we'd done that. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. And then I'd do that, and I was like you, I was like, I'm getting a bit bored. So that's when we implemented this morning work, and I was like, I enjoy this. Like, this is just time to like step away from everything. And that's like wee moments of structure and routine that I've created over the Christmas period. For clients, so this time of years, there's a number of clients, I've got them for their second and third Christmas now, just long-term clients. Couple of things I've trialled with them is, it's not necessarily Christmas, it's December as a whole. So Christmas is a week today when we're recording this. So some of these strategies might not work too well if you're hearing this now, but changing it up, like if you're off work for 2 weeks, like, let's say your love for the gym is like, yeah, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Maybe there's something that does interest you, do it. Like, so one of my clients, he's like, I know I don't want to train like a bodybuilder, but I miss it sometimes. So I was like, let's make a bodybuilding split for you for the month of December. And he's like, it's nice, it's new, it's fun. So it kind of gets you through those 2 day periods. Some other clients I've just said, here, why don't you step away from the gym and just do what you want to do? Because they've been following a phased, structured program for 12 months. So this is where it's very individualized. I think you need to...
When you say do what you want to do, you're talking about exercise though.
I
think, because I do think it's well important that they exercise.
Oh no, for sure. But with some clients, the exercise may be the hill climbs or walks or whatever. For other clients, that something I done last year was I invited my brother. And I'm fortunate enough, got a gym here. I invited my brother up here, and I said to my cousin, and I was wanting anyone in my family, like. Family is important to everybody. I think we all seek like a good, strong relationship with our family, and I think it's hard to say that it's anyone else's fault but yours, but that it does have something to do with it. Like our parents are our parents at the end of the day. But I want to try and go right here. If you want to be close to me on Boxing Day, we'll get more food in our system. I'm going to come up to gym, I'm going to lift some weights, have a bit of fun, play some good music. If you want to come into that, then come into that environment.
Telling your family that.
I'm going to put that out there. So I said it last year. My
Sorry,
brother,
I just I'll go down a lead balloon, man.
well, my brother came and my cousin came, and it wasn't to get a sweat
last
on.
year.
It wasn't to get a sweat on. It was just, how was last night? Last night was good. So that food was great. And I don't know, it's just like, I don't get that much time with my brother or my cousin. That was very rare. And I was like, I wonder if I should do this with my family, because that's my environment. You know what I mean? I'm not there to be, it's not a PT session or coaching session, but that's what I've found that works for me. And I think, what does Boxing Day look like for most people?
This is what I mean. I know what it looks like, and I'm just like,
The leftovers.
but I'm gonna have her dog, so I'll just be taking her dog massive walks, I think, most of December and January while she's doing night shifts and stuff, which I'll enjoy. But I'll have a different place to do Christmas from. I just even get a wee bit stressed. Like, I've not seen my mum in a year, and she was asking me what I want for Christmas and all that, and it just stresses me out.
What's your thoughts on the whole presents?
Mate, I'm such a Grinch. I don't give a fuck. I honestly don't care about any of it. What he says with the Christmas hat on is like, but it probably comes from my dad, right? So like, there is people in my family that I like, but there's no one that I speak to on a regular basis apart from my dad. So that I do have cousins that I go on with and all that, but I'm not close to any of them. So it's just really my dad, and my dad's probably had a massive impact on me. It's probably why I am the Grinch. But he MOT'd my car in June or whatever, or July, and paid for it, and just went, "That's your Christmas." Like that. Do you know what I mean? That's
ingrained in you.
There's no Christmas tree in, so I might buy him a pack of Stella or something for Christmas, and then that's it. Like, I've, from about the age of like 19, I've probably, the only person that's got me a present has been my mum, and they've been horrendous every year. There's never been anything I've asked for. It's just something fucking mental. Do you know what I mean? Like a massive healing rock or something. So I just don't have what, and I don't.
Do you like giving presents?
So I would for like a birthday or something. Like anytime I've bought a girlfriend or whatever a present, I have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite good with things like that, but my dad won't care if I buy him a present. Do you know what I mean?
No.
My dad would rather like me taking the box and whatever and buying him a few. Like,
it's just, I think we definitely overdo it at Christmas in the UK. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but see the presents and the stress and the build up and people taking loans out, people taking credit cards out just to get. This
is a topic we should get into, because that's maybe the chat that people need to hear. It's like the whole that, I think this is what I also don't like about it. Like, I hate hearing about other, I don't know if it's maybe
showboaty.
Yeah, because
remember you used to put, well, no, you used to, but I remember on my Instagram or Bebo, whatever it was back in the day, that people would put their Christmas presents up, their birthday presents, and it's like, look at me, look at my kid, look at this, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why?
But I remember being like 8 and stuff
fake.
And going into school and like people showing off their Christmas presents and all that, and I think it's a really bad, because you meet people our age and stuff that are financing cars they can't afford and
living above their means.
Yeah, and like putting up on Instagram. Like, because I know how much money I make, and I know the car I drive that 06 Ford Fiesta and stuff, and I know that I'm not skint, and then I see what people, like what cars other people are driving, and I know the type of job they do, and I see the house they've got a mortgage for and all that, and I'm like, you must be, and if I know what car you drive and what house you have, there's a reason for that as well, because you've put it on Instagram. So like, that's probably half the reason you have that house and that car. And I think Christmas has a big part to play on that, because the amount, like even just hearing other people's families, it's like spending $1,000 on their fucking 6-year-old and all that. It's like, what the fuck?
I know. I think it's almost the people pleaser on everyone. It's like, oh, that's not enough. But you watch any, so I get a few American friends.
It's more like keeping up with the Joneses. I don't think it's a people pleasing thing. It's a look at me and look how much I love my kid thing. And like,
I don't want my kid going, oh, such and such get 5 presents, I'm going to get them 7 then. Like, it's it becomes quite toxic, but I don't think people mean for it to be toxic. I think it's just we've evolved to a weird materialistic fucking like tons and tons of presents, and that's what I said to Jill. I was like, we need to stop overdoing this because we were getting into that. I do remember seeing our sister getting like a shit ton, me feeling the pressure, like fuck, I need to buy something big, and I was like, I can't afford that. I can't afford that Louis Vuitton fucking bag. I'm like, I'm questioning myself, like I'm about to spend £950 on a handbag because I know that's what she wants, but that's how that wasn't what she wanted. But this was early in our relationship, and now for us it's about experiences. And doing that, and when I speak to like some of my American friends, it's like one gift. It's like here's your present, and it's like a thoughtful present. It's no overload way designer stuff, new shoes, new whatever. It's like, I don't know. It seems. I don't know if it's just our culture in Scotland or the UK, but I think we overdo it, man. And I think
mate, we massively overdo it.
That's the biggest part with stress. I like giving presents, I do, but I'm always too late. So I get to now put the tree up, and I'll walk out there, and I'm like, oh, I should probably get something for my auntie that I just seen on Wednesday and never seen her like all year. Like I feel I don't know that I think for me that's the people pleaser inside me. And I was like, oh, that'd be nice to get them that, and that'd be nice to do this. And I'm like, but why?
It's funny because I have people pleasing tendencies, but not in
not in
like
that
this.
sense. Aye.
None of it doesn't crop up in any of this. I will not get. I've got IFA stuff. Mate, I was in the fucking, I won't say the place. She's not going to listen to this anyway, but it's what I was doing before this. But I think that's why I'm so angry. I was in that.
So much stress though, trying to get a present.
Oh my God, mate. It's just, so I've been trying to figure out, she's not going to listen to this, right? So I got her a ring, and she was out shopping with her sister.
Engaging already?
Proposing? Well, I actually was making that joke because I was trying to figure out what ring size she was, because she was out with her sister, and I was like, did she talk about it? Because she also has been making mad hints to me about makeup and
girls need to understand.
We do not know what the fuck you're talking about.
Jill says the weirdest, wonderful fucking brands and names of everything. I'm like, what?
We were in the airport, right? And she's picked up this makeup, right? Don't know what it is, a fucking bronzer, whatever the fuck it is. But there was 10 different colours.
Aye. Like
and then she was like, she was like, oh, they don't have this one, but it's number 7. And I went, one, I don't know what this is. There's 10 different, and it wasn't even under number 7. I forgot instantly. And then I went to look it up. I went in the Boots makeup bit, and I went, there's a million things here. I don't even know what 7. It was. I can't even remember. They all look the same, like a wee black. But I was getting her a ring, and I kept on going to her. I was like, I'm thinking about proposing. She doesn't know I know she wanted that ring because she just looked at it with her sister. And also, she's fucking impossible to buy for because everything that I'm about, she buys herself.
She gets it.
She buys her, as soon as she wants something, she just buys it. So I'm like, how can I buy you something when you've already bought it for yourself? If you want something, you buy it. But because I was getting well stressed, I've bought her something else, and she was like, I seen her on her phone looking at it, and I was like, if you fucking and then so I pretend I was like, just in case I propose. I was like, and I put her a ring to see what sort of size she was, and then I was in the shop, and mate, there was the schemiest woman, and the 2 women knew each other, and I was standing in the middle of them, and the queue was there for half an hour, and they were talking to each other for half an hour, just pure scheme chat about how much money they spent talking about loans they took out. I think that's why I'm about this chat. I'm like, you should not be taking out loans.
It's definitely a lot of pressure with it. The one thing I feel bad about, because I get the urge to buy presents for family and things like that, and I think this is where maybe it's just turning 30. Maybe this is just part and parcel of life. But I go now and I'm like, I'm struggling to buy a present because I don't even know them. There's people like my dad or my mum or my aunties or my cousins or Jill's, and I'm like, man, I don't get to know them that much that I don't know what to buy for. So you end up buying shite, and you end up getting the pressure, like, I don't know what to get. Like that to me is something like I struggle with the present side of things. And I just buy a shit ton. It's like, oh, that's not enough. So why am I saying that's not enough? Surely it doesn't matter the value of the thing that you get, as long as there's thought involved with it. We've moved away from that as a culture, which is mad.
So Michael's girlfriend's mum, when I went over, I didn't get them anything, right? Because I don't really know them also not just buying a whole like, what am I going to buy them? Fucking
No, of course.
like socks.
Aye.
You know what I mean? And then, but if we were like going out, I would buy the dinner or something. Do you know? I would do stuff like that. But they bought me 2 Sports Direct tops and then a wallet, and I left them in Michael's house. And I went, Michael, do you want? And he wore the tops, but I left the wallet. I didn't need a wallet. I had the wallet. I left the wallet, mate. A year and a half later,
Still get shit for
they're
it.
raging about it. Not fuming, but I have to understand. I didn't ask for this.
Ungrateful wee Grinch bastard.
I didn't ask for it. I don't need it. And if you take offence, it's your fault.
You are a bah humbug with this time of year, aren't you?
It's just shite, mate.
Get things to work on, mate. That's your next therapy session.
It's
Why
just
do I
shite.
hate Christmas so much?
No, I don't have to change my ways. That's what I've learned from therapy. No, but I've thought about this a lot this year because I thought about just family things and all that, because the whole see, it's been over a year since I've seen my mum. I know that's like brittle chat to have, right? But she's asked me to come up like 3 times in the last like month, and I'm not doing it. I'm not putting myself through it again. And I just have had more and more realizations that I need to like.
Do you?
Aye. And Christmas and spending like even my dad's side of the family, like, so my dad's don't want to get, because I think sometimes my wee cousins and stuff watch what I'm doing, but they all fight with. So my auntie, I can't stand her. She's the one that remember I was getting
I remember.
She was going to be my guarantor, and she pulled out at the very last second and never said sorry to me or anything, and honestly nearly cost me about $3,000. And she's mental, and she's the type of person that'll be arguing with everyone at. So there's one of my aunties, I can't even be I wouldn't be able to be in the same room as her. I remember when I used to do freestyle, she commented on my Facebook thing once saying, is it not about time you get a real job and all this? She's just an arsehole.
Yeah, I can't.
And then so she's got anger issues, and so does one of my uncles, but they'll all just come to and they just put up with it, and then they'll all argue and all that, whereas I'll be blunt and just be like my dad will be like, "Oh, do you want to go?" And I'll be like, "Is such and such thing about?" And I was like, "No, I'm not going." Do you know? I just don't get all the falseness and all the fakeness.
That's what I mean. Like we feel the need that we need to all jump in the same.
All the fake, all this pretentious shit that like, and then they'll all take a picture together and all that. I'm like,
happy family.
You all hate each other.
I know.
I'm just the only one that will say it. like she fucked me over. She's never said sorry for it.
Aye.
I'm not being in the same room as her.
Aye.
But whereas they'll all just be, "Hi, but it's family." I don't give a fuck.
Nah, that shouldn't be the excuse to.
I don't treat any of them like that. You might go like, "Oh, but he's blunt and he like holds grudges," but they don't. They allow the behavior, if you know what I mean. Like the other one that I'm talking about, but I'm like, use bitch behind them non-stop. It's not any nicer. I'm just more blunt, and I'll say it.
It's a huge toxic environment.
Aye, and it's uncomfortable being. Do you know what I mean? We've been talking about, the whole thing was meant to be about fucking it about Christmas, but I don't know, maybe people will help. It's more, maybe the family dynamic part is more important, because I'm 10 times happier when I remove myself. I'd be fuming if I was in there just like listening, because was it two or 3 Christmases ago, so another uncle that was married into the family, right? He spent, it was New Year also. It's so shit. It's shite.
I've changed.
I'm in a great mood still.
I'll change your New Year this year. We'll do something where we can change the tradition.
It was when I hadn't quit drinking at this point, but I was like, I'm not drinking at this. Like, I don't want to drink at it. He spent all night.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me this.
All fucking night try to get me a drink, and the man cannot handle 2 pints, so he slurs his words after 2 pints. And I was like, 2 pints would not hit me, and you can't even stand, so don't tell me who can't drink or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And he spent all fucking, and my dad could see me just sitting there like, get this man away from me. And he was like, then we went back to his house. Honestly, mate, would corner me and just kept going, "You need to drink in my household and all that." I'm like, "What do you mean I need to drink in your household?" And we were like, "This is because it was a married, like, he's a different name from me. You're in this such and such household now, you need to drink." And I'm like, I don't. And my dad was like, shut up, like, gonna fucking leave him. He's about to implode.
Can you see it in his face?
Aye, can you not see he's about to fucking lose his mind?
This honestly for me it's all why people think they fuck it over Christmas, because similar to you, like they get put into these situations that they don't necessarily want to be in, and the escape is food and drink.
And maybe that's what the way I've not been thinking about it.
Because
but I know I'm being brutal, right? But I'm just being brutally honest about what my experience of Christmas is, and it's just like uncomfortable, being forced toxic environments, and just like, you know, that sort of tension where you can feel like at any, like they're all making wee digs at each other, and I can feel it coming more and more, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm gonna say something to all yous in a second, because they like, it's all wee petty things, because they basically all don't really like, there's like three of them or whatever that don't really like each other, and they can come, they're forcing it, and it makes it uncomfortable for everyone else. So they say wee tiny things. I like most of them one-on-one, then together. I think
that's the thing that most people struggle with though. Like, you could sit face to face with them, have a conversation, be pleasant to each other, but when
not
me,
not me, but one or two of them I couldn't even.
But you know what I mean? Like, you could, but then you're put in an environment, everyone's round the table, you see the fakeness, drinks start going, then something said, and then that gets enhanced or emphasised, and then it just gets when you're like, what am I doing here with my life? And this is the weird thing, and this is part of just growing up. I genuinely think it is, because the last couple of years I was in your exact same shoes, and I was thinking to myself, well, when I start doing things for me, what's the things I like to enjoy? So I stopped drinking at Christmas. I think I've had maybe 1 or 2 drinks the last 10 Christmases, 5 Christmases. Never been one to get on it, because I was always driving, and I was like, oh, this is actually quite nice, and woke up the next day and could do whatever I needed to do. But recently I've just, in that period of the Christmas period, okay, I might not want to do all the family dinners and stuff like that, but it's like, well, that's part of Christmas, and that's important to some other people in my family. I'm going to make an effort for that, but I'm also going to do the things that I enjoy, so I can still look back and go, you know what, I enjoyed that.
See, you're talking about that being a maturing thing, though. Like, so you're 2 years older than me, but most of our clients will still, like, and the people that I'm talking about that haven't gone over that are twice my age.
Oh no, I know. I think, but you wouldn't say they're self-aware at all, would you?
No,
they're just so oblivious to it, and it feels like there's definitely an old school tradition that it needs to be family you spend time with at Christmas. And I was saying this to Jill the other day. I was like, why don't we do something with friends? Why don't we do more of that?
But that's what happened when I went to Michael's.
Aye.
I'm like,
and how fun was it?
I would consider him more my family, like him and his missus. Yeah. So if I met him and his missus for the first time, I'm like, and we all went out for dinner, there's no bickering. And I'm like, but use it. Like, I honestly consider stuff like that, like, they're my family, if you know what I mean.
And that's what I mean. You need to honestly start when this time of year, if you truly, and it's not about fucking it or anything like that, but if you want to enjoy the Christmas, it's not the food, it's not the drink, it's everything. It's all encompassing.
Who you spend your time with and what you do.
It's huge, because it's what you do as well. Do the things that you want to enjoy. If you want to have a drink out and do that, then cool, go for it. But for me, something that's a physical activity, like a hill climb, has been quite powerful for the things that we've done in our household. When it comes to food, what are you saying to clients with food then? So if
just before we go into that, I think this is good chat, because me and you will have conversations like this. Like me, you and James will have conversations about our mums and stuff like that, and just the family dynamics. But a big realization I've came to this year is, like, if I'm gonna have a good family relationship, it's gonna be my own family. If you know what I mean, like starting my own thing and doing what, like, because I'm just not gonna. Mine's is fucked. Like, I'm done trying, which, you know what I mean, and it's a big realization I've came to this year, that it's I do my own thing.
That's
and like,
what you'll probably evolve and be like, man, sit here, I'm doing this. If you want to like spend time with us, and cool, come along to this, because this is what I'm going to do.
Mine will be, I'm doing this and do not come.
I have no, of course.
Do what you want.
Aye.
I'm doing this.
Aye, go fuck yourself.
It's a secluded area. You have to maintain a 50 metre. We're social distancing in my area. What am I saying to clients about food? So I'm not. So last year I made a big mistake, but I also needed time off last year. I'd been 2.5 years into this. I'd never had more than 3 or 4 days off. So I think I took from like 23rd of December off until the 3rd of January. This time I'm going to do something similar, but I'm going to maybe give myself like 3 days in between that where I'm going to talk to clients. Because honestly, I find when you see, as soon as you stop talking to people for like 7 to 10 days, it's harder. And I just get more stressed trying to get them back into it when I come back. So I don't actually get the time off. Do you know what I mean? But 10 days last year, so I made the mistake of not really. I was kind of like giving them lax advice and rules, and by not being there at all, and also giving them that free rein, they go into the zone of having no self-awareness, like you're talking about, and it was a shit show. I lost quite a lot of clients come January, and also like people took the absolute piss with it, and it didn't actually serve them going into January. Do you know what I mean? And it's not so much food, because you can like you said, you can recover from any sort of food thing. What I've gave them all an incentive with the gym, because last time it was like December, some clients like not doing one session. There's nothing to gain from that mentally or physically. Really, you're talking about getting them to do what they want, but it's extra. Like there's exercise.
The psychology behind that is so they still, because the alternative was they just went in all the nights out and that sort of stuff. So
I didn't mind if they didn't go to the gym, but it was like they done 2 or 3 forms of exercise every week, even if it was like big walks, but trying to like coming up with some sort of solution where it's like you're quite clear about what it is as well, that even if it's the thing you want to do, as long as it's not lax, like I'll do whatever you want. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, what is it you want to do? This, right? Let's do that.
It's there. What day we're doing it? Oh, it's Tuesday.
Yeah,
right?
it's just still
check
some
in,
sort
because that's where that becomes your check-in process.
Still like, some sort of like
health and fitness
plan.
Is
like you. There's no. You know that there's something there, and you're gonna do it, rather than just do whatever you want. Because do whatever you want at this time of year turns into drink alcohol and eating as much as you want and no exercise.
I think that whatever you want, there's a reason people are working with coaches at this as well, and it's because they like doing whatever I want is what I've been doing. Not really created no barriers, but this space to go, right, let me think about this. Is this what I actually want to do? And that's where we're like the little voice in the head that interrupts that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so what I've done is I put, and could be a good idea for other coaches, maybe if it's too late this year, by the time you're hearing it, maybe next year. So from last week, I put in 200 quid into a pot, and then I got all of them either put in between 10 and 25 quid. And so they're all on either 2 or 3 sessions. I think maybe one client's on 4. And it's like if you're on 2 so the person who wins it is someone who doesn't miss a workout up until January 4th. So they only have to get one workout in between the 1st and the 4th. So they need to look up like when their gym's open and stuff. And whoever completes the workouts, one person, so there's like nearly 500 quid in it. So I think one person will win 300 quid, and then I'll just give them their money back, or like whatever it works out being 20 quid each for anyone that completes it. And then we're putting in the group chat like when you've got to the gym, and it's more just because like say 10 of them are gonna not miss a workout, so they're like only one, so I'm gonna do a random like to who wins it. So it's not really about the money, because 300 quid, it's a decent amount of money, but it's not going to change your life, and you're not guaranteed to win it if you do but it was more a group incentive thing, because they're all buzzing about it. It's only been a week, and I was like, honestly, see, if you miss one, who cares? But the fact, even if you miss one, you see everyone else still posting pictures of them in the gym,
because what's people's family environments like, as you said. For me and Jill to go to walks, like, who's are weirdos? So you go to the gym, so what you go to the gym for?
Because it makes you feel good. Because it makes you feel good.
I know, exactly, but that's almost frowned upon this time of year. So this is where you feel pressured to not do the things that you know is good for you. So you've been in a group community of people where you're saying like, no, you know what, I'm going for this. Because you're starting to surround yourself with the people that you want to. That's the good thing about it.
100%.
What are you saying? Do you have like meal structures with any clients?
Nah. Calories and protein, and I think so. If we get into food, right? So I might have a different opinion on this because I'll maybe be.
Oh, you don't like meal prepping. You just like bringing a plate of food with cling film in. I forgot about that.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about meal prepping. I'm talking about I probably had closer thought patterns to the people that are like fucking it and feeling guilty than you would have had when you were younger. Like,
I don't know, man. I ate a whole. Did I tell you this?
No, because you did have some disordered eating as well.
No,
Just
did I tell you
just
what I
in a
just done
different
recently?
capacity, wasn't it? No,
I wasn't feeling well. My advent calendar on the 30th of November, ate it all. And I was like, I've still got things to work on. The whole 25 days and my wee chocolate name at the bottom.
What wee chocolate name?
It was a Thornton's advent calendar. Jill's mum gets it every year for us.
Is that not a... No, I'm not I'm not a Christmas guy myself. Is that not like some sort of sin?
Absolutely, probably is. But I was 25 sins I had that day. 26 including the chocolate. But that's what I mean, like meal structures and meal planning
what
and
caused
stuff.
you to have a bad day?
I was run down, I wasn't well. I was lying about the house, I was watching TV and I was like, oh, there's that wee urge to do something. Jill wasn't home. I'm like, all the triggers are here.
You did say when Jill
all
wasn't
the triggers
there, your
are here.
structure goes out the window.
I was even saying to myself, I was like, I could just easily eat all that chocolate. And I ate it, but the thing that I'm better with now is I ate it and I laughed at myself, whereas before I'm like, you fucking fat bastard. So the way I speak to myself, the way I treat myself is better. So I laugh at it and it's like, fuck, why's that happened? It's like, I was lying about, I was watching TV, how do I feel afterwards? Don't feel great. And it's like, right, cool, that just goes into the toolbox of memories of when I get that urge to eat chocolate again. I'm like, nah, because it makes me feel horrendous when I eat that much. Control it.
I think there's like positive things from therapy that I've maybe learned that like you can apply to this that I would have already had strong like in terms of like people telling me, oh, you're weird for not wanting like say I didn't want dessert and people were saying that I'm weird or whatever, like it wouldn't faze me whatsoever, but I would maybe have those tendencies and other things, and I would have maybe phased me when I was younger. The advice I don't want to give out about Christmas is that eating as much as you want is ever like that good an idea. Like ever giving yourself that sort of leeway. It's obviously you can fuck it and like you did with the advent calendar, but to have that sense of not knowing that it's not that big a deal, most people don't have that.
That's what I mean.
That self-awareness yet, so they need to get to that point. But what I'm saying is, like, say, so for example, right, I would have struggled with my weight for a long, long time, and I would have hated seeing my weight go up and stuff. If I'm being honest, right, see if I was to eat from 25th of December to the 2nd of January and just like go out for dinner like every single night or like most nights, or get a takeaway, like say it's 10 days and I've had either dinner out or a takeaway like 7 times. I've had 3-course meals, I've had desserts, I've ate like celebrations all the time, like been nitpicking at stuff and been like, fuck it, I'll get back on it 2nd of January. Even if my weight would come back down, but I've gained like between 5 and 10 kilos, there's not really much way that I could talk myself around that not feeling bad in some sort of sense. Like I would feel like a slug. Obviously, if you're in that mind, if you went to the gym through that, you wouldn't eat as much. You would just naturally probably go, right, I'm going to the gym. I'll still eat the food, but I won't be treating it as like a game because I feel quite good.
But that's the thing that people can fall into the trap of as well, isn't it? It's like, right, I went to the gym this morning or I went my run this morning, I can now eat this.
Yeah, true. So
this is what I mean, it's so individualised. I would say if you're the person that falls into, because it's not nice to see the scales go up, doesn't matter. Somebody's saying to you, here, it's just water weight. It's just because you've not been moving much. It's just different oils, different foods, whatever it is. A couple of weeks, that's going to come down. It doesn't matter because you still feel shit in yourself. So for me, the best advice I could probably give to someone over that 2-week period is pay attention to how you feel, right? Like, honestly, like feelings and how we eat, there's so much emotion attached to everything that we eat, and you're eating and then you're like, man, I feel like crap, and it's like, right, cool. It's no bad, it's not good, it's just your awareness of why, like, did you need whatever it is that you had there? If that, could you have had half that? Could you have changed anything? Create some mindfulness. Like, there's so many different strategies you can apply in it, but I think it's probably best for most people. It's hard to do this like 6 days before Christmas, but going into it, just going, right, I'm going to actually just pay attention to how I feel. Is probably one of the most powerful things you can do, because it doesn't matter what you do. As you said, it's hard to fuck it, but if you can come out the other end of it going, actually, mate, when we had a takeaway for the Chinese on that Friday night, I felt horrendous the next day. I actually felt hungover. So maybe there is something to do with Chinese takeaways that I don't quite agree with, or my digestion's not pretty good. That's what I would say to most people.
Well, those 8 days, how many went out for dinner 4 times. The last place we went for dinner last night, and I was over, like, see, once you do go to the gym for a bit and do cook your own dinner, get a bit more veg and a bit more protein, as soon as you start like eating takeaways and stuff, you notice your digestion like is different. You notice you're a bit sluggish, don't feel sort of good. So like that, the dinner I had last night, mate, it was like a spicy chicken pasta, and it was like out of this like Americanized place. I had garlic bread on it, and then you got a side with it as well, which was chips. And I was like, can I have more carbs, please? And nothing wrong with this, but this was my 4th meal out, and I'd have happily went out for dinner once or twice, going away, but like every night it being something that I hadn't cooked was getting a bit old. I'm
sure we've all experienced it when we're on holiday. You get to the end of the holiday and you're like, I can't wait to have fucking eat normal food again, because there's like tons of life lessons at Christmas. It's like it's not actually enjoyable to eat like that every single day. There's a reason routine works for you, and that's why I like having some sort of routine. Not that you have to stick to black and white, but you can fall back to. That works for me. So I always have like chicken thighs or chicken breast and potatoes or rice for my lunch meal. Now, if I'm going out for lunch, I'm not having that. I mean, I'm enjoying it, whoever I'm going out for lunch with. But if I'm in the house and there's nothing else, then I'm just going to have that meal because I know I enjoy it. So that's where, like, not all my clients have a structure when it comes to the meal. Some are very similar to you. It's protein and it's calories.
I do have some
that.
structure with them. So like one of the first things, like the first thing we'll do is build a first meal. So that high in protein and got a bit of fruit in it, and then I try to get them to build about 3 or 4 dinners. If they have 3 or 4 dinners, they also will have a lunch idea there as well. Yeah, just so they've got like go-to meals.
That's what I mean. So you can fall back to, because we give into cravings way too much, because it's like, there's a tub of celebrations there. I'm just going to pick away at that for my breakfast. But if you go, I'm having for me, it's my eggs and my bacon. I have that in the morning. But if Jill's like, here, do you want to go out for breakfast? We'll go up to wherever it is. I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll not have my eggs and bacon. But you know what I mean? Like, it's fine to chop and change that over this year, but having some sort of structure. The only habits I would say, in fact, some of the best habits you can have is do some sort of physical activity a couple of times throughout the Christmas period. So a gym session or whatever it is that you want to do. But see, drinking water over this period, you'll realise how much that curbs these hunger cravings, or quote unquote hunger cravings, where it's you're not actually hungry, you're just bored. You're bored, you're lying about the house, you've not got a routine, you've not got whatever it is that you're doing, you're watching TV. But you need to remember as well, these foods are engineered for you. Like, there's a reason I didn't just eat one of those chocolates. I was already putting the 3rd and the 4th one in my mouth throughout that advent calendar, because it tastes so fucking good. There's no question about it. But I should have had I didn't create this mindfulness or this space while eating that, because I was distracted. So that's what I mean. You get to pick up in all these triggers over the couple of weeks.
So I was getting a bit stressed. So that basically was kind of Christmas, what I was doing, right? So this is how I know, like, I'm in probably quite a good relationship, because there was a lot of communication about this one bit, but I was like, it's stressing me out, and I need to be honest about it. But like the next day, we're going out for dinner and stuff again, and like, see, even when I was up at the house, I was probably picking more than most people, just because I didn't really know what to do with myself. Like, as in, like, there's like aunties and all that all the time, and like they're also talking about their family, so I don't know when about what
they're trying to be normal.
So I'm just sitting. I wasn't stressed, but I was more just it's not like an anxious thing. It's like I'm more like I'm just sitting there anyway, and they're there. But like what I said to Aoife was like, on the Sunday, she was like, I don't know if, like, I was like, I'm gonna go a run. She's like, I don't know if you have time, and I'm like, but I'm gonna go. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I have to. And I did. And like, if I didn't do that, the more and more like you're just either not moving at all, non-stop, being like, and I would go to the shop and I'd be getting fruit and like yogurt or whatever, just even so I've got some of my own meals. And I think the more, like, even if you can just not let it become a whole like shit show, even just that'll help you so much. Just even it's a little bit of movement. Just don't let it become, if you don't let it become like not going to the gym at all, I'm spending time with people that I don't want to. I don't really want to. Giving myself free rein with just, even if it's the food thing, right? So even if, like you said, it's an awareness thing, I think you'll be fine.
That's a win.
If
That's a huge win.
If you treat this as like a learning curve, right? What goes in my body here, right? Okay, that dessert that I kind of got pushed on me that I didn't really want, and I ate it just because everyone else was, and then I felt shit after it. Now I know, okay, right, next time I don't want it.
Yeah.
And if you can even get to that point, see, even if you have one not any mini argument, but see if you can push back on someone and take the fact that they maybe call you weird, I bet that's one of the biggest wins you'll have. If you get offered a dessert and you go, here, I'm not having that. Because Aoife said that about her mum. She was like a massive feeder. And I like...
What is it
like,
with mums and grands like this? But
I was also like, so is everyone, so I'll be fine. And I was like, no, okay, right, this is next level. Like, it's like actual like... she's... this is not like lovely women, but I think
it comes from a place of love. That's what it is. It's
like,
a place of
that's
care.
her way of like showing you she cares, and like, so that's her thing. But it's like, honestly, if you go, I don't really like pizza, curry will be made. And so I can imagine a lot of people in that situation would feel really, really stressed. But even if you, because it's not that bad, people aren't going to hate you if you say no to food.
No, but that's important. People don't say no. So it's like, oh, I can't. That's a big difference, because you're opening up that conversation. You go, what do you mean you can't? Oh, I'm working with Gavin, and I'm on my health and fitness. As much as you, when they say that, you'd say, no, you can eat that if you want.
It's just the same as like me eating chocolate. It's like, oh, I can't. PT. It's like, no, it's just like, no, I've had, like, I don't want that.
So that's where I'm at now with those types of foods. It's like, nah, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm full. And it's like that. I've noticed a big difference with that shutting down the conversation to earlier years in my life when I was bodybuilding, and I said, no, I can't, I'm doing a bodybuilding show. I'm like, oh, come on. I'm like, no, I can't. And I'm like, why was I saying I can't? Because you need to change the way you speak to yourself. And it sounds so woo-woo and it's fucking taboo, but it's powerful, man.
Because I've came to the same thing with drinking. I never have so for the first 3 months of quitting drinking, mate, that conversation was killer. But it's because I didn't know how to navigate it. I haven't even figured this out. But like, I've met all of her friends and all of her family, and like, I haven't got annoyed once about people, because people go, oh, do you not drink? And I now just go, I don't like it anymore. I don't like the hangovers. And everyone goes, fair enough, because they understand that. It's just that. But if it's like, oh, I'm trying to stay off the drink, then that opens up why you try to stay off the drink. Whereas if it's I don't like drinking, I don't like being drunk, and I don't like being hungover, people are like, do you know what, I can see that, because I don't like being hungover either.
I don't think people mean to be disrespectful and force things on you, but there is a way when it's weird when it comes to psychology and things like that. They hear the word can't, and there is like, oh, maybe they do want to. Oh, come on, it's fine. There's no guilt. There's no shame attached to this.
To make you feel better about it.
And it's like, you've not really had the conversation with yourself. Like, if you want to have it, but don't say you can't have it. You can have whatever the fuck you want, but you need to be certain in your answer of what you're giving in that sense.
The more it's a skill, because I say that because I have some clients that are maybe want to stop drinking as well, and I speak to them about their friends and stuff, and I'll be like, trust me, nobody's more toxic than my friends when it came to drinking. And you might think because I'm a PT, I've got like, but I come from a fucking 10 years of getting on it, do you know? So my friend groups are all revolved around drinking, and I'm like, it might take you a year to learn how to navigate that conversation. You might lose some friends as well, but like, that's fine as well. But same with me and like the family members, like I've lost like relationships with family members and stuff. But fuck me, you'll be happier for it, and you'll be more content, and like, that little heightened level of anxiety, you won't have it because you'll know. It's this self-assurance of who you are, isn't it?
It's confidence as well. Aye.
Confidence in who you are.
Aye.
Higher
'Cause it's
levels of self-esteem because you know yourself.
Yeah. So Jill's about to go through this next because she's gone off. I think she's gone off drink completely now, and she's tying it into the shitty feeling the next day. She doesn't even drink. She drinks. You can maybe count in both hands like the number of times she's drank this year, and she's like, "No, I'm no more drinking for me. I don't like how I feel. I don't actually like it when I drink." And her body breaks out in weird rashes and puffy eyes and stuff like that. Even after like one cocktail, she feels like instantly fucked from it. And she's like, I'm not doing this. And she might have a couple of slip-ups herself, but I think once you've made peace of the reason why you're not doing it, it's not to be healthy. I think a lot of people think, oh, I'll not drink because that's being healthy. It's not really that, because there is I know I've got a lot of clients who drink and they have amazing health, more so than maybe some people who don't have a drink, if that makes sense, because they have a good balance when it comes to life with connecting with their friends, and they do enjoy that element, but they've got a good hold on it where they don't drink 6 glasses of wine, they can go out and have one or whatever it is, you know what I mean? You can make the argument for both ways, but ultimately, like, understanding why you're doing what you're doing is the biggest lesson.
The not drinking thing, I think, is the most daunting thing for people, is drinking as they're socialising. So it's the loneliness aspect. It's being left out and not being able to socialise, and the judgment from others that people are scared of. My thing was dating, because I was obviously single when I started doing it, and I was like, I don't know how to date and be sober. I remember I messaged like 5 people I knew that were being sober, like, how have you found dating? They're like, well, most girls won't like it or think you're weird for not drinking, but they're also not the girl. I was like, they're not the girls I want to be with though.
Yeah.
If they think I'm weird for not drinking, then they'll want me to drink. I don't want to drink, so that's already flawed, isn't it? So it's just, if anything, and what someone can take away from this is just like, because if you relate it to drinking, right? Because that's probably because I can't really relate to people with Christmas, because I just don't really do what I'm obviously doing it this year. I'm having dinner and stuff, but I'm probably next level blunt. I'm next level cynical. No one's gonna get on my
Merry
level.
Christmas! I imagine somebody meeting you on Christmas Day, because there's a buzz in Christmas Day.
Just another day, isn't it?
You're out driving, and everybody's all smiley, and you're looking in other car windows, and everybody's all happy, cheery. You can imagine somebody like looking at you like, "Merry Christmas." Go fuck yourself. Fucking,
I'll be in the
it's a shite.
No, but I won't be in a bad mood, because I'm rarely in a bad mood. How many times have you seen me in a bad mood? Like 2 or 3 times.
I've probably seen you in a good mood 2 or 3 times. I'm kidding on.
Fuck up. I'll just be like, well, when everyone else is being all materialistic and fake and telling each other that they love each other when they don't, I'll be telling them, "Oh, you're full of shit."
I'll be keeping
tabs on all the arguments you're having and all the bitchiness behind people's backs.
I seen one of the best posts on Instagram last night. It's like, matching PJs won't save your relationship. That's so fucking true.
I told you if she gives me matching PJs, I'll burn them.
It's done.
No, I'll burn them in front of your face.
But main takeaway then, enjoy yourself, be confident in the things that you want to do, probably.
Even if you can treat it as because that's what I was about to say with the drinking thing. It took me, like, I was sober curious for a year or 2, and it took me a year and a half to like go, right, do you know what, I actually need a rule where I don't drink. And that's my thing. I say to people that I've quit drinking for a year, and then I've got better at going, because now I'm not going to drink next year. I don't think I'm going to drink. I'm not, because I'm not an alcoholic, so I could have a pint and I'd be fine, but I don't really even want it. So I think even that lesson I've learned of, like, I drank against my will and woke up with horrendous guilt so many times. But I learned every time, right, do you know what? I gave in to this specific scenario again.
Something's here, something's off.
That felt horrendous. It didn't sit with me very well. So when that situation comes up, I'm going to be stronger. Yeah. And then again, I fucked it, but like the situation, the way someone convinced me to drink would have been in a different scenario. I've done it again and went, oh, I feel horrendous again. Right, what did I learn from that? This specific scenario, someone words it this way and I drink again. I'm not doing it. So I think if you can even just go through it, I think I do want to talk about food just one wee tiny bit. Just see the idea of you going for like seconds, or like, even if you can just think about it before
10 minutes. Give yourself 10 minutes.
Just if it's like seconds
mate,
before you eat it, just be like, sit on it for 10-20 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you need the seconds? If you'll be surprised the amount of times you go, do you know what? I was just doing that out of people pleasing tendencies, or because everyone else was, or because I thought I wanted it but I didn't actually. And see if you can win. Like, it's not even about you avoiding that food, because sometimes you might go, well, actually I do want that food after the 10 minutes and have it. That doesn't always work for everyone, but if you can even start building some awareness around the conversations and the specific scenarios where it is all emotional, even if you come out, you write down you make a wee journal. People aren't going to do that, but even if you can start thinking about it in your head. No,
for sure. Like 10-minute rule, glass of water. What, like, generally, if you are truly hungry after that, you've not ate enough in the first plate, because we don't really take everyday life. We reach for food. No one tells us, or we don't create a space to go, do you actually want that? So you're never really told. No, and it's not really frowned upon. It shouldn't be frowned upon, but that sort of, there's no space to go, what am I doing here? You know what I mean?
And then this is very generic, right? But this is the type of advice I give people on holiday. Because what you have to understand is my clients would go on all-inclusive holidays and come back 7 to 10 kilos heavier, like they would on their own. So I'm like, right, you're not banned from anything, but if you go out for dinner, just have the dinner. Whatever you want in the menu, just have that. Maybe don't stay away from free courses. See if you want ice cream, have it once a day. Don't have it 3 times a day. See if I always use the example, like when I was in Lisbon last year, they had things called pastel de natas, which was like it's like a wee pastry thing. And I was like, right, I have one of them a day. I don't have 3, 4, 5, because I'm trying a new thing, but I don't need to try it 4 times a day to know what it tastes like. Do you know what I mean? And even if you just have wee tiny things, that's just like, you're not banned from any food. There's nothing you can't have. But at the same time, it's not like, how much of it can I have? How much can... And if you can just even come at it like that, I would say to people that are away from holiday, see if you can come back between 1 kilo and 3 kilos heavier instead of 5 to 10. And then in a week, it will come back down. Then that's a win, because there's nothing really to gain from, like we said, not doing any exercise, eating as much as you can and doing stuff you don't want to do. That's living the opposite to the way you...
Yeah, it's just trying to navigate the conversation with yourself.
You're going to feel shit.
Yeah.
So like but you also are allowing yourself to feel shit.
You need to own it. It's like, oh man, this is
your responsibility.
It's like, well, why do you not do things you want that make you feel better?
That was a good conversation for me.
It was good. And you think about it as well, you've only went through 10 Christmases of working on your health and fitness, so this comes up once a year, and you're never going to get it perfect. The next one, you'll be like, oh fuck, I remember I done something last year. Right, I'm going to try that next time. Just like you said with alcohol, you expose yourself to the situations more and more, and you're like, right, I've got a better awareness and pulse on my own behaviours around what I want to do, and you just become more self-aware. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, because it's just you're gonna gain weight over this time of year. That's fine. You might miss a gym session, you might miss 2 gym sessions, but as long as it just doesn't become this, like me and James were talking about with the dark nights and stuff. If you allow the dark nights to stop you doing stuff, because then it just becomes an excuse that the dark nights is the problem, whereas it's actually the dark nights you've used that as an excuse to stop doing everything. And obviously you will feel might feel a bit worse with less vitamin D and all that, but you need to do the things that are going to make you feel good. Otherwise you need to want it
as well, though.
Yeah,
you need to want it. Your why has to be strong for it. Like you said, that it's no, you can't. It's like, why are you doing what you're doing? Like for me, I know. But
that's a really simple question.
I know.
Like if you ask me that, it's not a deep thing that like, it's like, because it makes me feel good.
Exactly.
Because I feel mentally and physically. Physically, if you even just talk about it mentally, everything I do physically is all for that. It's not actually for anything to do with my body, it's for this.
Yeah.
So if I feel better physically, I'll feel better mentally. If
Yeah.
I do things that I want to do, I'll feel better. It's all for everything I do is so that I can be have a peaceful mind.
Yeah.
And I'm not, that's not a David Goggins thing.
No, you
It's
ask
like tiny things.
anyone who works out any longer than 10 years, you ask them, why do you work out? There's a handful of them's like, oh, because I want to keep my six pack, bro. Most people's like, yeah, fucking makes me feel good, makes my head's in a clear space. I'm a better husband, wife, family member, friend, whatever you want to say. Like, that's the reason why. And guess what? It's still hard to do, but that doesn't stop you from doing it.
Aye, because if you
It's
don't
just
do
a
it for
huge
2
mental
weeks,
shift.
you notice that you go back to probably where a lot of people are at, where they've built self-awareness around what certain actions do for us.
Yeah, yeah.
So even if, like, that's my main takeaway.
Yeah. Have fun as well. Enjoy it. Do the things you want to do.
It's shite, mate.
And I think you've got a different back. Fuck this.
Get that too, fuck. How long did we go for?
An hour and 15.
Cool. We'll wrap it up there.
Enjoy your Christmas, folks. Merry Christmas. Say it to the camera. Merry Christmas. Can't even bring yourself to say it.
Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year.